In this episode, you'll discover how to create the ultimate 7-day Kauai itinerary complete with hidden gems, must-visit spots, and practical tips to make the most of your time on the Garden Isle. Aloha and welcome to Hawaii's Best. My name is Brian Murphy, and as a husband, dad of 3, and certified Hawaii destination expert, it's my joy to help you discover the best of Hawaii. Here, we often feature local businesses and voices to give you the best travel tips, up-to-date news, and everything you need to plan an unforgettable trip to Hawaii. Planning the trip to Kauai can be overwhelming for sure, especially when you're trying to balance adventure, relaxation, and of course, on top of all that, safety as well. Today, we'll uncover a few common mistakes that visitors often make and how you can avoid them to create a truly unforgettable experience on Kauai. Welcome to episode 142 of Hawaii's Best. And by the end of this episode, you'll have a complete day-to-day plan to make the most out of your trip in ensuring that your visit to the Garden Isle is as smooth, enjoyable, and most importantly, respectful. So whether you're visiting Kauai for the very first time or you're coming for another visit, this itinerary is designed to help you make the most out of your trip in a way that is both, I hope, practical and also rewarding. It's also important to mention that Kauai it's raw, it's a rugged island, and some spots are either dangerous or just simply off limits. And we'll talk about some of those areas. We'll explain their risks and why locals discourage visiting them. This itinerary is also about exploring responsibly and respecting both land and the community as well. Since there's many sides of Kauai, this guide is meant as a roadmap. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure. Some of the recommendations may not apply if you're staying, say, on the North Shore in Princeville and you want to do more of your exploring and hiking up there. And the same thing goes for the South Shore, like in Poipu or even over in Kapa'a. Day one is all about getting settled and easing into the island's relaxed pace. So after your flight, probably a long flight, maybe a layover at Honolulu. But as your plane lands at Lihue Airport, you'll pick up your rental car. And a quick tip, if you are wanting to explore some of the remote areas of the island, definitely get like a 4x4. Kauai's rugged terrain and dirt roads are best navigated with a sturdy vehicle rather than like a Pacifica. I've definitely learned my lesson with that. Next is usually you're going to go right to your accommodations. And if you're staying on the North Shore, you might want to consider a luxury option like the One Hotel Honolulu Bay or family-friendly option like the Westin Princeville Villas or the more affordable Honolulu Bay Resort. And if you're on South Shore, the Grand Hyatt Kauai Resort and Spa, it's perfect for families, while the Koloa Landing Resort offers a luxurious experience. And for more budget-friendly stays, Kauai Shores Hotel or the Aston Islander on the beach in Kapa'a are excellent options as well. And once you've checked in, just take a moment to unwind, settle into the island time. And if you're on the North Shore, you might want to head to Honolulu Bay, maybe enjoy the stunning mountain backdrops, calm waters if it's summertime. And if you're on the South Shore, Poipu Beach is a family-friendly option with great snorkeling and a chance to spot some Hawaiian monk seals chilling on the beach. By this time, it's probably dinner. You might be hungry earlier because of the time change. So it might be like 3 or 4 o'clock in the evening and maybe you're ready for dinner. So you might want to just keep it casual that first day. If you're on the East Shore or near Kapa'a, maybe try a Lava Lava Beach Club where you can enjoy some beachfront dining with live music. And if you're on the North Shore, there's some great food trucks in Honolulu for a quick and delicious eat. And on the South Shore, you want to try puka dog in Poipu it's a unique Hawaiian hot dog topped with tropical relishes and other flavoring. Or maybe over to Living Foods for high quality ingredients sourced directly from local farmers, ranchers, and artisans. Whatever you do, just chill as best you can, relax. You made it. Watch the sunset, breathe in the fresh island air, and prepare yourself for the ventures ahead this coming week. Kauai's charm really lies in the natural beauty and slower pace of the island. So let that first day just kind of sink in, have it be an introduction to the Garden Isle. Especially if you've been on Oahu and you've stayed in Waikiki area, you'll notice the change of pace almost immediately when landing at the airport. Day 2, let's do a North Shore explore day. Since you're probably going to be waking up early due to the time change, if you're traveling from the continental U.S., you probably have a 3 to 6 hour time difference. Starting your morning early is definitely the most to make of your time. First, let's head to Tunnels Beach, also known as Makauwahi Beach. This is one of the best spots on the island thanks to this massive reef and calm lagoon. The underwater views here are just incredible, but this is really a summer-only activity. In the winter, the North Shore waters can be definitely rough, dangerous, so always check ocean conditions before heading out, even during summertime. If the waves are too strong, consider just a walk along the beach and just kind of explore and take in the beauty of Tunnels Beach. Next is a visit at Hanalei Bay. It's a place that truly captures Kauai with this sweeping crescent-shaped beach and dramatic mountain backdrop. It's one of the most picturesque places on the island. So spend some time, relax. Maybe you want to spend most of your day here. As I go through some of these lists, just kind of pick and choose, like I mentioned earlier. You don't have to go in order of all these. Anyway, so just spend some time there on the sand, maybe paddling in the calm waters, depending on the time of year. You can also walk out to the historic Hanalei Pier for even some better views of the bay. Hanalei is just a perfect spot for families, couples, solo travelers, anyone visiting to Kauai to really soak up the beauty of Kauai's North Shore. For lunch, I definitely would recommend stopping at one of the food trucks in Hanalei Town. They serve us some of the freshest, most delicious meals really on the island. These trucks are beloved by both locals and visitors, and their casual vibe just fits perfectly with the laid-back atmosphere of Hanalei. All right, so since you're up at the North Shore after lunch, let's take a short drive over to the Daniel K. Inouye Lighthouse, also known as the Kilauea Lighthouse, and the wildlife preserve there. This area is a bird watcher's paradise and just incredible views. The lighthouse itself is a historic landmark built in 1913, and it offers panoramic views of the rugged coastline. Now, keep in mind that the wild reserve is currently closed for repairs right now at the time of this recording, and is scheduled to reopen later this year. You'll just want to double check its status before visiting. And also important to note that you do need reservations for this as well. They don't cost anything, but you do need to make reservations. The plan is that it will reopen in late April of 2025. So maybe it's already open by the time you're visiting Kauai, but just double check. So now let's end our day with dinner at Tahiti Nui. This is a local favorite in Hanalei. It's known for its relaxed tiki-style atmosphere and live music. This spot is really perfect for unwinding after a full day of exploring, and their fresh seafood and tropical cocktails are definitely not to be missed. Day 3 is all about hiking and adventures, about exploring the natural beauty of Kauai on foot. This day includes options for both beginners and intermediate hikers, so you can just choose the trail that best suits your skill set as we go through these. For intermediate hikers, the Nonuno'u Mountain or the Sleeping Giant East Trail in Kapa'a is a fantastic option. This 4-mile out and back hike offers stunning views of Kauai's lush interior and the coastline in the distance. A tip for any hike is really to start early in the morning so you beat the heat and enjoy the peaceful morning. If you're considering even a more slightly challenging hike, consider the Okolehau Trail near Hanalei. This 2-mile trail takes you through a lush forest before opening up to breathtaking views of Hanalei Bay and the surrounding valleys. The trail is well maintained, but does have some steep sections, so wearing sturdy shoes and bring plenty of water is highly recommended. For all level hikers, we're going to head to Waimea Canyon State Park to explore some of its incredible trails there. It's known as the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, so over on the west side of the island. Canyon Trail to Waipo'o Falls is definitely a favorite. This is a 3.5-mile round-trip hike that takes you to a beautiful waterfall and offers views of the canyon along the way. It's a moderate trail with some rocky sections, so take your time, enjoy the scenery. If you're wanting more of a beginner-friendly option in Waimea Canyon, I would recommend the Li'au Nature Loop Trail. And if you're looking for a beginner-friendly option that is maybe South Shore area, I would recommend Shipwreck Beach as well. So after a morning of hiking, and if you find yourself in Waimea, you want to treat yourself to some lunch, I would recommend Island Tacos is a great option there. And also don't forget about JoJo's Shave Ice. They have a location over there too that you can just cool off. Maybe do the shave ice first, cool off, and then maybe grab some lunch. Either way, you'll be great. At this time, you want to just maybe take some time to unwind a little bit and discover some of the other areas in Waimea. Take in some of the shops, maybe head back down to Hanapepe, maybe head back down to there, or maybe even make your way over to Kauai Coffee Company. After a day of hiking, you're probably going to be ready for maybe an early dinner, and depending on the side of the island that you're choosing to adventure on, if you're in Honolulu, maybe you're going to wrap your day up with a dinner at Barracuda. And this is an intimate restaurant that has a creative menu featuring fresh, locally sourced ingredients. And it's a great spot to celebrate a successful day of hiking and adventure. Or maybe you want to hit up the Crack Mexican Grinds in Koloa. Either way, there's plenty of options, both South Shore and North Shore, to kind of wrap up your day. Get some good eats and get ready for the next day, which is day 4. It's all about water adventures. And really, there's no better way to connect with the island than exploring its rivers and waterways. Today, we're going to start our day with a kayak trip along the Wailua River, which is one of the only navigatable rivers in Hawaii. This peaceful, scenic journey is perfect for beginners and families. As you paddle through lush jungle landscapes, you can take in views of the surrounding cliffs and greenery. But if you're looking for something more adventurous, you might want to join a guided tour that takes you to Secret Falls. It's a beautiful waterfall, accessible only by foot and kayak. The hike to the falls is short, but it definitely can be muddy. So bring sturdy shoes, maybe shoes you're not really too concerned about getting dirty or muddy. But if kayaking isn't your thing, you might want to consider Kauai Backcountry Adventures. Here, you'll go tubing through an old sugarcane irrigation system. This is a unique experience that takes you through tunnels, gentle rapids, and beautiful mountain scenery. It's fun, family-friendly. There are some enclosed areas, so just be aware of that if someone is a little bit claustrophobic, maybe for like an older family, but there's some younger kids out there that do it. You'll be provided with a headlamp for that and a guide to make sure your trip is safe and enjoyable. For lunch, we're going to head to Duke's in Lihue. It's known for its casual vibe and fresh seafood. This restaurant is a great spot to recharge. They're famous for their hula pie for dessert. It's a must. We were just there a couple months ago at the time of this recording, and it was just we actually did this our first night, so that might be a cool stop if you are staying on that side of the island. It's got this cool waterfall inside the restaurant and always great music as well at Duke's. Going back to day 4 in the afternoon, if you're up for it, maybe some more water adventures, maybe considering snorkeling or paddleboarding at Lithgay Beach Park. This beach has a protected swimming area, so there's usually calm waters, making it ideal for families or anyone who just prefers a more relaxing environment when it comes to the water. We're going to wrap up day 4, dinner at Beach House Restaurant in Koloa. This oceanfront spot is known for its incredible sunset views and upscale dining experience. It's a perfect way to end the day. Any of these recommendations that I'm giving as far as dinner, whatever your budget allows, maybe you do a special dinner that first night and you do a special dinner your last night. Sometimes we'll do that. And in between days, just head up spots along the way as we're going and not be too concerned about it. But we know that we're going to plan for maybe 2 to 3 really special meals while we are on island. Day 5, it's all about slowing down a little bit more and enjoying the South Shore's sunny weather. You want to start your morning at Poipu Beach. It's one of Kauai's most famous and family-friendly beaches. The calm waters and natural tide pools make it a great spot for swimming, snorkeling, or just relaxing on the beach. You know, I'm not much of a snorkeler, but I do like the beach. I do like just relaxing near the water, something about it. But if snorkeling your thing, this is one of the spots to do that. While there, you want to keep your eye out for Hawaiian monk seals or green sea turtles that often enjoy the shore. But remember to give any of these animals plenty of space. So after a relaxing morning, we're going to head over to Spouting Horn Blowhole. It's just a short drive away. This lava tube shoots around 50 feet up in the air when waves crash into it. And it creates a dramatic and really incredible sight. The park has an easy viewing area, usually plenty of parking, making it an accessible stop for all visitors. For lunch, if you haven't tried Puka Dogs yet, you got to go to Puka Dog in Poipu or explore and find another local spot around there. And in the afternoon, maybe take some time to explore their shops at Kukui'ula, an upscale shopping center in Poipu. Here you'll find a mix of local boutiques, art galleries, and high-end stores. But besides all that, it's a great spot to pick up some unique souvenirs, shop for locally made products, or simply just stroll around and enjoy the ambience. That's typically what we'll do. So if you're looking for a more adventurous activity in the afternoon, maybe consider booking a horseback riding tour at CJM Country Stables. They offer rides along the coastline and through scenic landscapes of Kauai's South Shore, and it's a relaxing and unique way to take in the island's beauty from a different perspective. For dinner, you have several options in that area. One of them I would recommend is Friendly Waves in Koloa. We ate there, and it was incredible. Super fresh, local dishes, and it's a more casual dining experience, which is nice. Another excellent choice is Porky's Kauai, also in that same shopping area, and it's known for delicious barbecue pork sliders and grilled cheese sandwiches, if that's more your vibe. You can just end your day with a quiet evening walk around along Poipu Beach, or just simply relaxing back at your hotel. We usually like to try to give a day or two resort days, just relax at the pool or enjoy the amenities at the place we're staying. Day 5 is simply designed to help you recharge while enjoying the beauty of Kauai's South Shore. Day 6, Napali Coast, is an incredible experience. And I'll also give you another option if you're not up to exploring Napali Coast, isn't really your thing. But if you are, this rugged 17-mile stretch of coastline on Kauai's North Shore is known for its towering emerald cliffs. The pictures, you've seen it before, and you can just go on our Instagram and you'll be able to see some of the images from Napali Coast. It's incredible. One of the most unique spots in all the world. The best way to explore, and really one of the only ways to explore those views of Napali Coast, is by boat or by helicopter. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what it looks like to explore by boat. It's a guided tour, and there are several options to choose from depending on your preference and comfort level. If you're looking for a more adventurous experience, maybe book a Zodiac raft tour with Captain Andy. These smaller, more agile boats can take you into the sea caves and under waterfalls, giving you a closer look at the raw beauty of the coast. But keep in mind that Zodiac tours can be bumpy and are best for those who are physically fit and comfortable in smaller boats. Now, if you prefer more of a relaxed environment, opt for a larger catamaran or sailboat tour. Many companies offer morning or sunset cruises, which typically include meals, drinks, and the incredible views of Napali Coast. These tours are family-friendly and a great option if you're traveling with kids or anyone who might prefer a more smoother ride. Summer is an ideal time to visit the Napali Coast as the ocean conditions are calmer and more predictable, allowing for a smoother ride and better access to sea caves. After your boat tour, you want to spend some of the afternoon relaxing, maybe reflecting on the incredible sights, or if you did the sunset tour, that's amazing. Maybe it's time to head back to your hotel or wherever you're staying. But if you're feeling up for it, it's afternoon time, stopping by Hanapepe town on your way back is a great option. Known as Kauai's biggest little town, Hanapepe is full of art galleries, local shops, and charming restaurants. And if you're lucky and it's a Friday evening, you can catch the Hanapepe Art Night, where the streets come alive with local music, food vendors, and artists showcasing some of their work. And like I promised, an alternative to your day 6 would be exploring Kauai's east side, the Coconut Coast. First, we're going to head to Wailua Falls. This is kind of one of the days we did when we were on Kauai. We headed to Wailua Falls first, which is one of Kauai's most iconic and accessible waterfalls. You can enjoy the stunning view of the 80-foot twin cascades from the overlook. There's a parking lot up there, kind of small, but you just park and you walk to the lookout, and that's it. There isn't any crazy hikes involved or anything like that. After you're done with that, you want to stop by the Coconut Marketplace for casual dining options. We did that. There's also a JoJo's Shave Ice over there as well. So there's some options there to consider at the Coconut Marketplace. Once you're done with that, it's afternoon time. Maybe you might want to rent a kayak or join a guided tour along Wailua River if you didn't do that on day 4. Maybe at this time you want to do that. And as you wrap up your day with dinner, maybe you go back to the Lava Lava Beach Club, Oasis on the Beach, or Pono Market for a more local vibe. These are all great options to unwind and reflect on your day exploring Kauai's Coconut Coast. Day 7, I kind of fudged here a little bit with the itinerary. A lot of people are leaving on day 7. Maybe you have a red eye on day 7 and you're leaving later, or maybe you're leaving early day 8. But day 7, I wanted to cover more about the cultural and local experiences on Kauai as your final day. Maybe you want to start your day, visit at Smith's Family Garden Luau. It's a beautiful 30-acre property in Wailua, but it's not just any luau. It's a full cultural immersion. You begin walking through this lush tropical garden, complete with koi ponds, native plants, and peacocks roaming the grounds. And if you want to extend your visit, you can also take a boat ride along Wailua River to the famous Fern Grotto. It's a breathtaking lava rock grotto surrounded by cascading greenery. It's beautiful. This area was once reserved for Hawaiian royalty and is a popular wedding spot today. The boat ride is peaceful, it's family friendly, and the guides often share Hawaiian songs and stories along the way. After lunch, you can explore Kealohana Plantation. It's a historic estate located in Lihue. The plantation is home to beautiful gardens, shops featuring local crafts, and the Koloa Rum Company tasting room. If you haven't checked out our Koloa Rum episode, I'll be sure to link that in the show notes. Here you can sample Kauai-made rum, and you don't want to miss the chance to take a ride on the Kauai Plantation Railway. It's a 40-minute train ride tour that winds throughout the property's orchards and farmland, and offering a glimpse into the island's agricultural history. It's a great way to learn about Kauai's sugarcane and pineapple past while enjoying the scenic surroundings. In the afternoon, maybe it's time for a pick-me-up, and you might want to visit the Kauai Coffee Company. It's the largest coffee plantation in Hawaii. You can take a self-guided walking tour and learn about how their coffee is grown, harvested, and roasted, and then enjoy a complimentary coffee tasting. And at this time, it's probably time to end the trip, maybe with a luau, like a sunset luau or a nice dinner at sunset. Maybe you want to do your sunset cruise the last night. Whatever you choose, make it special, make it memorable, and you can reflect on your time on the garden isle. One thing, though, it's important to note, as beautiful as Kauai is, it's also one of the most untamed and raw islands in Hawaii, alongside of the Big Island of Hawaii. Some of its most famous locations come with serious risks, and others are outright off limits. These places might be tempting to visit. You may have heard of some of these places, and you probably have seen them in photos or social media posts, but it's important to understand the dangers and respect the local perspective. A little breakdown about some of these places to avoid or approach with high caution. One of those is Queens Beach. This natural tide pool in the North Shore looks like a serene swimming pool, but it's anything but safe. Queens Beach has claimed multiple lives due to rogue waves, strong currents, and slippery lava rocks. Even on calm days, the waves can crash in unexpectedly, pulling people into the open ocean. At the trailhead, there's a somber reminder. You'll find a wooden plaque listing the names of people who have died there. While it's technically accessible during the summer, locals strongly disagree visiting, especially in the winter when the ocean swells are at their most dangerous. There's even a gate at the trailhead that authorities closed due to unsafe conditions, but people still unfortunately sneak around it. So my advice, obviously, is skip it. Do not go. There are plenty of other breathtaking, incredible places on Kauai that don't come with the same level of risk. The Blue Hole Hike, also known as the Weeping Wall, is one of the most stunning and remote locations on Kauai. It's a hike that brings you to the base of Mount Waialele, one of the wettest spots on Earth. And when you reach the end, you're surrounded by walls of volcanic rock covered in cascading waterfalls. Beautiful, but it's also one of the most dangerous hikes on the island. This hike is long, technical, and prone to flash flooding. High rainfall means the trails are often muddy and slippery, and rising water levels can quickly make it impassable. Flash floods are a serious risk here, so even experienced hikers need to approach this trail with caution. If you're not highly experienced and well prepared, it's best to just admire the photos and choose a safer hike on a maintained trail. Kalalau Trail is one of the most famous hikes in Hawaii for good reason. It takes you along the dramatic cliffs of the Napali coast, offering some of the most jaw-dropping views you'll ever find anywhere. But beyond the first 2 miles, the trail becomes extreme. It's a 22-mile round-trip trek that requires permits and involves steep cliffs, stream crossings, narrow paths, and sheer drop-offs. So beyond that point, it's definitely best to leave the full trail to the pros. Kipu Falls has been called one of the most beautiful waterfalls on Kauai but it's also strictly off limits. The trail to the falls is located on private property, and the landowners have closed it to the public. Accidents, including drownings and injuries from cliff jumping, have led to its closure. And locals are adamant that visitors respect the kapu signs, meaning forbidden, to keep out. While it might be tempting to visit, trespassing here is not only illegal, but it's also disrespectful to the landowners and the local community. I already talked about Wailua Falls, and most people enjoy it from the overlook. However, some visitors attempt to hike to the base of the falls using an unofficial trail. This trail is steep, slippery, and dangerous, requiring ropes and careful footing. The hike at the bottom is not sanctioned, and it's easy to get injured or stranded. So if you want to enjoy Wailua Falls, definitely just stick to the overlook, which offers plenty of opportunities for great pictures and breathtaking views without all the risk. And as promised, I want to share some of the hidden gems on Kauai. First one up is the Makauwahi Cave Reserve, and if you're interested in history or just exploring something different, this cave reserve is a must visit. It's the largest limestone cave in Hawaii and one of the richest fossil sites in the Pacific. You can explore the cave, see ancient fossils, and even meet the resident tortoises who help maintain the surrounding environment. It's a fascinating place that's off the typical tourist radar, and it's a great spot for families or anyone looking to experience Kauai's natural history in a unique way. If you're looking for a more peaceful beach day, Anini Beach on the North Shore is a hidden gem you won't want to miss. It's known for having the longest continuous reef in Hawaii, which keeps the waters calm and perfect for snorkeling or paddleboarding. So whether you're planning to snorkel, hike, unwind on the beach, or enjoy the island's incredible food, Kauai truly offers a little something for everyone. But remember, the most rewarding tips aren't about cramming everything into 7 days. They're about slowing down. So pick and choose some of these options that I've listed today. Maybe you find some more on your own and enjoy the journey and create memories that stick with you a lifetime. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit follow on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you're listening, so you don't miss the next one. And until next time, as always, live with aloha. Mahalo for listening to this episode of Hawaii's Best. To stay up to date on future episodes, hit follow on your podcast app. Hawaii's Best is a production of Shorebreak Media Group with editing by Easy Podcast Solutions and music courtesy of our friends Stick Figure.